Okay, so for today's video, I will be showing you how to connect Visual Basic into Microsoft Access database. So the first thing to do is to open our Visual Basic. Okay, so while we are opening our application, we can also open our Microsoft Access at the same time and create our database. Okay, so I will be clicking blank database, and then I will provide the file name of my database. For example, the file name will be sample. Sample. Okay, and then this option allows us to assign the destination folder where we will going to save our database. Okay, so let's say I want to save my database on the desktop of this computer, sample, then click OK. And then just simply select create. Now we have here a blank table. So let's say that our program will going to ask for some information like name, address, and age. So it's safe to say for me to always use the short text data type when it comes to connecting our Microsoft Access database to Visual Basic. So name 1. Make sure that the field name that you will going to assign is not reserved. But just in case that you are not sure, there will be an automatic message which will pop up showing that the name is already reserved. Okay, next is address, and then age. Now, so we are done with our table. So the next thing to do is to save our table. Save. So let's say that the name of our table is info. Then okay. So we will going to close this one since there's a possible error once we let our Microsoft Access open while connecting it to Visual Basic. So close. So we already have here our Microsoft Access database, and then we will go back to our Visual Basic application and then start a new project. Okay, Visual Basic. Make sure that you select Windows Form application and then assign a file name. So let's say sample, and then this will be our destination folder, and then okay. So we will going to maximize our workspace here, so we can adjust it so to whatever size we want. And then for the toolbox, look for data grid view, and then draw the data grid view on your workspace, and then you will be seeing here an arrow. So just simply click that arrow, and then you will be seeing choose data source. So select this one and then add project data source since we are not seeing any data sources yet. So add project data source. Database, click next. Dataset, click next. And then you will be seeing here an existing database. So if it is not yet your database, since the name of our database is sample.accdb, so this is not that one. So we will going to establish a new connection. And then make sure that it is Microsoft Access database file. Okay, and then database file name, just simply click browse, the browse button, and then go to desktop where we saved our database, and then click the database that you want to connect. So sample, and then open, and then test connection. Connection succeeded, simply click OK, and then another OK, and then you will be seeing here that the sample ACCDB is the database which we will going to connect to our Visual Basic application. just simply click next, and then no for this one, and then next again. Check the tables and views, and then finish. Okay, so now we already connected our database to Visual Basic. If you will be seeing, so we can open again our database. So if you will going to see, we have ID, name 1, address, and age. And on our Microsoft Visual Basic application, we have ID, name 1, address, and age. So it is successfully connected. So let's go ahead and try to input some data here on our database. Let's say we have 1, and the address is Batangas, and the age is 19. Just simply save the data, and then let us run the Visual Basic application for us to check if it is successfully connected. Let's check. Okay, so now we are seeing number 1, Batangas 19, which is the same thing, same data that we have here on our database. So let us go ahead and continue creating our simple program with database. Okay, so now next thing that I will do is I will be adding some label and text boxes as well as buttons for us to manipulate our program. Okay, so let's just simply type L for label, and then put the label here, and then change the text here on the properties window or properties pane, name, and then copy this one, we can copy this one, and then paste, and then another paste, and then change the name or the text here on the properties window. So we can change this one as address, and then this one is age. Now the next thing to do is the text box. So text box. Okay, so just simply draw our text box. Next, Control C. So I am just copying the text boxes here, and then we will be adding a button for us to manipulate our program. Okay, so I will be using 6 buttons. 6 buttons. Okay, next is I will be changing the name of our button here on the properties pane. This is for add new, and then this one is save, for us to save. This one is for next, for the next data for us, and then this one is for previews for us to jump to the previous data, and this is first for us to jump to the first record, and this one is last for us to jump to the last record. Okay, so now we are done with the basic design of our program for us to for me to showcase the functions of our program. So next is we will going to click this first text box, and then here on the properties pane we need to find the data. So we are seeing here data. Under the data we have data bindings, and then you are seeing a plus sign before the word data binding. So click that plus sign, and then on the text click that, and then we have our info binding source. Make sure that this one is identical to what we are seeing here on the down part of our form, at the bottom part of our form. Okay, so info binding source, just simply populate that one, and you will be seeing here the name one. So name one, so that all of the data under the name one field, it will automatically appear here. And then next, for the next text box, same thing applies, the data bindings, and then click that one, and then info binding source address. And then for the age text box, same thing applies, text info binding source, and then age. Let's go ahead and check now. Okay, so start. So now we are seeing that when we execute or run our program, the data that we have here on our data grid view automatically appears here. So this is our first data. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some more data on our Microsoft Access database. So let's say we have Joanne, and her address is Manila, and her age, let's say it's 25. Okay, and then save, and then go back to Visual Basic, and then run. I just want you to see what happens when we have two data. So we have one. So once we click Joanne here, it the information on our text boxes automatically change. Okay, yeah. Okay. So now that we are seeing that we successfully connected our text boxes to our database, the next thing to do is for us to so that there's no need for us to manually add the data on our Microsoft Access database. So Visual Basic has a feature wherein users can add the data on Microsoft Access using the Visual Basic application. So let's go ahead and do that here on this tutorial. Okay, so we will going to add a new record. So for adding new record, the code is just simply double click this one, and then info binding source that add new. Okay, that is just simple as that. So that is just a single line of code for adding a new record. So where did I get the info binding source? So this info binding source came from here. Okay, so it came from here. So after we add a new record, so of course the next thing that we're gonna do is to save that record. Okay, so we will going to put our code for saving. So what's gonna be the code for saving? Just simply double click this one for us to add a code for that one. Okay, so again, info binding source that and edit, and then the second code is info table adapter dot update. So for us to update the database. Okay, so and then we have the open parenthesis here, and then info dataset. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not info dataset, but rather sample dataset dot info. Okay, one moment. Info tab. Okay, so and then we will going to have a message box. That's gonna be an MSG box for us to confirm that we successfully add the data. Okay, so MSG box success. Success. Okay, MSG box success. Okay, so let's go back to our form and run our program for us to check if it adds the data to our database. Okay, so Juan, Batangas 19, click add new, and then let's say we have Dayan, and then address, let's say we have from Baguio. and then age is 35. Save. Okay, success. Now let's check our database. Let's go back to our database and simply refresh our database for us to check if it automatically adds the data. Okay, now we are seeing Diane here even if we are not typing anything here on Microsoft Access. So let's go back to our Visual Basic program and continue coding for our system. Okay, so for next is that's gonna be info binding source dot move next, and then for previous that's gonna be info binding source dot move previous, and then for first that's gonna be info binding source that move first, and then for the last record, info binding source that move last. Okay, let's try our program since we are done doing our code. Okay, so let's say add new for Jessica is 18. Oh, I'm sorry, that's for address. Let's say Jessica is from Cagayan, and age is 18. Save. Okay, so let's try to move previous. So as you are seeing, the data automatically changes. Next. Okay, for the next record, previous for the previous record, last for us to jump to the last record, and first for us to jump to the first record. Let's check our database if Jessica is already here. So we are not seeing Jessica here yet, so just simply click F5 to refresh our Microsoft Access database. So now Jessica is here. So as we are seeing, these are the basic functions or the basic codes for us to successfully connect Microsoft Access database to our Visual Basic programming language. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for listening to our lesson for today.